My name is Ms. Norma Lopez. I am the Sports Medicine Program Director and the Head Athletic Trainer for SJVA.
We are doing a hiking final today. We're in our own groups and there's going to be victims around, and our goal is to act like a first responder crew and basically just like act like a rescue team.
Hello, I'm Heather Pastorius.
Dana Kelly.
We are the victims on this adventure. So I will be having an injury that the kids have to assess.
Same with me.
We're gonna adventure through this hike and hope that we don't actually injure ourselves.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
And then she tried to get up and tell Here, give me the water.
And the camera.
Okay, here, yeah. It's already recording.
Oh, perfect.
The hiker's final was something that I'm kind of incorporating a little bit of my passion with my profession, and I wanted to be able to give that to the kids. So it's taking them outdoors at a peak on a mountain, actual mountain, and but training them ahead of time to triage missing hikers that were lost or injured, and learning how to do a patient history that way. But also incorporate outdoors and physical activity with it as well. The biggest takeaway was to watch them be able to do a perfect patient history and then come up with a diagnosis that was correct. None of my teams failed their diagnosis, and to treat and triage them the way they were supposed to. We are going to Meadows Campground.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to stage our actors to get ready for the scenario. And so we're going to stage them, and then I'll come back down and grab the students, and they'll be on their own after that. I did give you your scenario on how you're acting and if you have high blood pressure or not. For the most part, those of you who did have high blood pressure, your blood pressure's coming down to at least tolerable. The only person we're going to have to extricate out would be your ACL. So they have to tell me that they're going to call air support, and they're going to have to extricate. And Stephanie's job is to aggravate all you guys.
Oh, this is easy.
Ma'am, can you back up, please?
Get out of here.
You know, we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you.
Ma'am, can you go ahead and back up, please?
Why are you doing this to us?
It's okay, we're gonna
You
help
said we would be fine.
Oh yeah, my team over here is gonna start doing some vitals. How's your head? Can you sit up for us? This arm? Can you help?
You guys ready?
Can you go to over there?
Get a snack out of your bag, you'll be fine.
All right.
Okay.
Who's speaking?
Me. Okay, we suspect that she has a forearm fracture, and we splinted her and put a triangle bandage to splint it, to lamp this, and we suspect there's shock, so we treat her for shock, thermal blanket over her, and watch her.
What was her primary vitals? What did they look like?
Her
Overall, just give me a
blood pressure was 162 over 9, and then
So I don't want numbers. I want you guys to tell me.
everything was elevated.
Vitals are elevated, pulse ox was healthy.
So what would that indicate?
That she was possible shock, and
Or?
hey ma'am, how's it going? Because of the fracture, everything was elevated.
Because of what?
What do you do for work? How to do?
That too, but what else? If you break a bone, does it still break?
Because of pain.
So vitals could have been raised with
Guys,
pain.
so you guys, I will articulate that. Okay? And there's more than one person here, so you guys can help them out.
Okay.
All right. Well, unfortunately, in today's society, we are faced with mass casualties on school grounds.
And today marks 3 years since 21 lives were lost after a gunman opened fire inside of Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. It was one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. 19 students and 2 teachers were killed that day in Uvalde.
So it was a double-edged sword. I wanted them to be prepared in case in the event that it ever happened, but also to be able to understand that the difference between a mass casualty incident and taking your time with a hiker who is injured and you're having a communication, patient history communication with them. The MCI was very chaotic. We got kids screaming, people grabbing at you, there's blood, and they had to actually calm down their nerves, and they learned something that was really important. I heard them repeating it, is slow is fast. So slow for them is to think at a slow pace so that way they can react quickly.
Can you open up his
and be able to draw out the information they needed. The MCI was full chaos, and that's the difference between the hiker one is there's no long patient history. It's save their life and get them treated to get to the hospital. Slow is fast. Don't panic when you're faced with chaos and kids bleeding or dislocations or they're just anything. When someone's in pain, you tend to get a little panicky and not know how to react. And if you sprint to the speed, you never see a fireman running to a scene. It's always slow. It's slow because you're already in your head. You're already assessing the scene. The biggest challenges was, first of all, not to be so nervous. I think they were overthinking it. The nerves beforehand was causing them to be really anxious to get this going. But what I saw was they were overtreating, and the feedback from, we did have fire resources there, our local station, and then we had a parent who's an engineer. They're helping with the kids as a resource, and the biggest takeaway from that was that they were over-treating.
Her skin was cold and clammy, elevated pulse, not responding.
And if they're over-treating, that's okay with me. They're high school kids, they're not EMTs, they're not firemen. And for me, I'd rather them over-treat and save their life than under-treat and miss something that's really vital to saving a life. I knew they were gonna over-treat because I gave them so many skills that they wanted to showcase that they knew how to use them. So that was already a given, something that I was expecting. What impressed me is how calm they were, how they communicated with the patient even though they were actors and their cohort. That's what impressed me the most, is their professionalism during that time, not only with the patients, but with the resources that we had available for them.